So is there a comedian whose style you compare yourself to?
I'm not sure. My favorite comedian right now is Louis C.K. Um, he's really real, and he just talks about how he feels and what he really thinks is funny. I try to throw punchlines in, but he's just funny because of just his life, you know. And I watch George Carlin a lot too. He's like my favorite comedian. I mean, he's dead now, but I've read a lot of his books and watched like all of his stand-up. So I try to follow the path they went down.
And what goes into creating a performance or a stand-up routine for you? How do you go about it?
Uh, Usually, just when something's funny to me, I think about why it's funny, and I keep trying to expand it. I literally have a set that I write out. Like, some comedians just go up without really knowing anything. I could never do that. And I usually have, like, everything written out. So if I have, like, a joke, I try to write out as much as I can about that, and then I'll just keep going. And I'll usually just try to get, like, 2 pages worth, which is, like, usually like 5 to 7 minutes. So I try to memorize it. I practice it saying it out loud and seeing where I can add something to it or what comes out just naturally.
Do you ever practice in front of anybody else before you go out?
Sometimes, I'll throw my jokes at like some of my friends and they'll be like, "Oh, that's really not funny," or "That's actually really good. You should keep trying to do that." Um, but I feel really awkward like actually performing in front of my friends. So it's usually just like, "Hey, do you think this is funny?" Not really like I'm actually doing stand up in front of them.
And what goes through your head while you're performing?
It's actually just like a really present thing. I'm really conscious. I try to get out of my head really, because then everything just kind of comes out the way I want it to instead of like really pushing for something, because then it just kind of gets like too forced and people are like, he's trying really hard right now. But when I'm out of my head, like things just come out naturally and things just flow the way I really want them to. So the only thing I'm really thinking about is like what's coming next and you know how is the audience reading this.
Okay. So what do you think about opening for Eddie Griffin? What's your feeling?
I'm really excited. I was really excited for this competition because last year Rob Schneider came and I'm a huge fan of him. And I used to watch Eddie Griffin movies when I was a kid, so I'm really scared to meet him because I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't want to kiss his ass, but I think I'm going to. But he's a really, really good comedian, and he's really deep, and he's kind of political too. He's a really smart guy, so I'm really excited to meet him. I'm not kind of scared because it's sold out. It didn't sell out last year, which is really surprising. So I don't know. It's going to be a really great experience.
Do you know what you're going to do yet?
Yeah, I've been trying to write. It's been the most busy 2 weeks during school, so it's kind of hard to prioritize. But I've been writing a little bit of new stuff. I'm going to throw some of the stuff I did in from the last stand-up into.